Push-ups are one of the first exercises ever used to target the chest and to develop upper body strength. And as long as you perform them correctly and you follow the right push-up progressions, you can conveniently use push-up exercises anywhere to pack muscle onto your chest and reveal attractive chest lines. But to do this, you'll need to understand the many variations for this rather simple movement, because by understanding how to do them, you'll be able to more effectively target certain parts of your chest and constantly progress by challenging yourself with more advanced push-up variations over time. And the first push-up variation that I want to start with is the valve slide push-up. And for this exercise, you actually don't need any equipment at all, but furniture movers really will help. Luckily, if you don't have them, this exercise works just as well with paper plates. And I love this exercise because it really helps you incorporate horizontal abduction, which is the chest muscle's primary role from an anatomical perspective. So to begin, you would get on all fours and place your hands on two furniture movers, valve slides, or paper plates. Then extend your legs and plant your feet into the ground to get up into a push-up position. While keeping your core tight, lower yourself down towards the ground, and as you do this, you want to slide your hands apart. After you get your chest nice and low to the ground, push back up and slide your hands back together while really squeezing your chest. Squeezing your chest at the top of all of your push-up movements is something that you want to get used to if your goal is to build up your chest. Then from there, lower down, slide your hands apart, and repeat for reps. I'll go over exactly how many reps you're going to be doing for each exercise at the end to help give you a structured routine that you can use to build up your chest. But for now, let's go on to the next exercise, which is the chest squeeze push-up. Usually when you take a closer grip, you're going to be targeting your triceps more, but there is a way to really hit your chest with a close grip as well. You can do these on the ground, but I recommend using a medicine ball or a basketball for this exercise. Start by placing both hands on the ball slightly off to the sides. Then raise your body up into a push-up position and lower yourself down for a 3-second count while squeezing your hands together the whole time. Once your chest comes down to the ball, press back up quickly while still squeezing your hands tight together like you're trying to pop the ball. Then repeat for reps. Next is the commando push-up jack. This exercise will once again require you to bring your hands back and forth from narrow to wide, helping you target your chest. You would begin down in a push-up position just like before, with your hands under the line of your shoulders and your body in a relatively straight line from head to heel. Then push hard into the ground and explode up as you spread your legs and arms out wide and catch yourself. As you land, lower yourself down for a push-up until your chest almost reaches the floor, and then explode back up and hop your feet and your hands back into the original neutral starting position. Then go back and forth for reps. Another awesome progression that isn't quite as difficult is the archer push-up. Here you're able to load more of your body weight on one side, challenging that one pec more. So it's almost like you're doing a supported one-arm push-up, and your other arm is actually doing a fly, which also puts tension on the chest. So start in a push-up position with your hands nice and wide apart. And now instead of coming straight down, you're going to shift your body weight towards one side and open up your elbow on the other side so that your arm is almost straight. Then lower yourself down by bending your elbow and try to keep that elbow close to your ribs on the way down. Then press back up and shift your weight to the other side. From there, just alternate back and forth for reps. A slightly easier plyometric exercise is the staggered plyometric push-up. This is still a more challenging version of a push-up that you can use when you've progressed past the point of a regular push-up and you need a way to challenge yourself a little further. So with the staggered plyometric push-up, you'll get into a similar push-up position, except this time one hand will be planted further up above the line of your shoulder and the other hand will be planted further down below the line of your shoulder. From there, lower yourself down for a push-up, and as you do this, you'll want that lower arm to track that elbow close to your body as you lower yourself for that push-up. Meanwhile, the other arm above your shoulder will have your elbow coming out a little more to the side. Once you reach the bottom of your push-up, explode up and switch the position of your hands so that the bottom one ends up on top and the same vice versa. Then repeat for reps. Keep in mind, if this is too challenging, you could simply switch hands one at a time without exploding up. Next, let's move on to the platform push-up, and we're going to add a slow negative to make it even more challenging for your chest. So start by planting your hands on two elevated platforms. You can use books, chairs, or anything that's sturdy and elevated, and then get into a push-up position. Next, you're going to lower yourself down slowly, aiming for a 3-second count down. By raising yourself up on 2 platforms, you'll be able to go down further and get a better stretch for the chest at the bottom of each rep. Then explode up as fast as you can and lower back down for a 3-second count to repeat for reps. Another simple variation is the decline push-up, which, similar to the incline bench press, will help you target your upper chest. All you'll need is a steady platform to place your feet on. The higher the platform, the more challenging it'll get, but don't go too high because then you'll shift most of the tension onto your shoulders. So place your hands on the ground and then place your feet on top of that platform. From there, lower yourself down for a push-up, making sure that your elbows are staying at about 45 degrees from your body, and then press back up and repeat for reps. Next is another explosive exercise known as the clap-up, which is a type of plyometric push-up for those of you that are more advanced. The clap-up has many different variations within itself, and if you struggle clapping, you can get better by skipping the clap until you're ready. So you would explode up after lowering yourself down for a push-up, and then you would just land back down on your hands with your elbows slightly bent. A more advanced way would be to actually clap your hands in front of your chest after each explosion up. And an even more advanced way would be to clap your hands behind your back before bringing your hands back down to the ground and repeating for reps. Next, let's move on to the wide grip push-up because it's an excellent but simple exercise at targeting your chest. By placing your hands wider apart, you put yourself in a position that requires more horizontal abduction than a regular push-up. So start by getting down on all fours with your hands under your shoulders. Then spread each of your hands out anywhere from 6 inches to a foot so that they're wider than your shoulders. Then lower yourself to the ground until your chest almost touches and then press back up and repeat for reps. You can also perform this exercise while holding onto dumbbells in a neutral grip to hit your chest in a slightly different way. Now, if clap-ups and other explosive push-ups are too much or too difficult, an easier way to put more tension on your upper body is by performing Spider-Man push-ups. The beginning setup is the same as any other push-up, but when you lower yourself down to the ground, you're going to bring one knee to the matching elbow that's on the same side. Then while keeping your knee there, lower yourself all the way down to the ground and press back up. Then return your leg back to the starting position and do the same thing on the other side. Each time that you bring your leg up to your elbow, you decrease stabilization and you increase the load on your upper body. You also increase the range of motion on the side opposite from your knee since you have to turn your body out away from that side. All of this in combination makes the exercise more difficult for your chest and gives you a progression path past a regular push-up. Another similar exercise is the knee to elbow push-up where you would be twisting your body the opposite way this time. So begin in a push-up position, and as you come down for your push-up, kick your knee through and turn your body until your knee is almost meeting your opposite elbow. Then perform the push-up from there and alternate sides on each rep. To make it even harder, you can actually keep your knee straight instead of bent. Similar to the last one, every time you come down, you'll get a greater range of motion and a stretch on one side. Finally, guys, last but not least, I want to touch on the pike push-up because even though I talked about it before and even though it'll hit your shoulders much more, as long as you're doing it raised on platforms, you'll also get a great stretch and place lots of tension on your upper chest. So you're going to take 2 platforms and place one hand on each, and you'll get another platform for your feet to elevate your lower body. Then raise your hips up towards the ceiling and lower yourself down for a push-up. When trying to target the chest, you don't want your upper body to be too vertical because that would target much more of your shoulders. You want to try to match the same angle as an incline bench when trying to target more of the chest. But once you get to the bottom and you get a nice stretch, press back up and repeat for reps. So those are 12 of my favorite ways to perform push-ups to hit the chest. If you're not sure how to structure your push-up routine right now, what you can do to start seeing results immediately is take half the exercises from this video and perform each exercise for 4 sets of 10 reps. Remember, for alternating exercises like Spider-Man push-ups, that means you would do 20 reps or 10 reps per side. Once you finish 4 sets, move on to the next exercise until you complete all 6. If that's too hard, then try to only start with 3 exercises. If that's too easy, then you could either increase your rep count or use a heavy book bag to make the exercises more challenging. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the